What up? What up? Welcome to another episode of 94 Feet with Coach JT. As always, do me a favor, y'all, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast. Also visit 94feetwithcoachjt.com. Got the latest merch, got the updates. You know what I'm saying? Just got a lot of stuff on the website y'all can check out. Man, I'm gonna jump right into this quick one, man. My guest is also another fellow alum of the Alcorn State University. He is currently the head coach of William and Carey College right now. Dude, I've known him, I could say, half my life. A good guy on and off the field, in the classroom, in the world, but also he's very passionate about what he does. Loves to teach, loves to basically mentor, and loves to work hard. Known him for a while, seen him develop. He actually was one of my first 5 guests on the show almost 2 years ago now already, and we doubling back. We're doubling back for the second part. Coach Ryan McKenzie, what's up, Ryan? How you doing, man?
Going on? Glad to be back. Glad to be back.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. First off, before we get started, man, we got a shout out to the squad, man. Home team took care of business down in Jacktown over the weekend, man, and definitely got it done. At the end of the day, like they say, man, you can lose them all, but you don't lose that one. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them boys at Alcorn, man. But man, appreciate you taking time out your day, man. We talked already offline, bro, about the season for you right now as far as what you're doing. You're busy. But First off, you've been busy, but I want to talk about the last time we talked. You were there. You were coaching of, I believe, what were you a position coach as far as not position?
Well, I had just came off of being. Wait a minute, before I get into this, I have to do this.
Go ahead.
Because last time I was on this podcast, I showed my daughter. She said you did not mention me. You did not mention my sister. You did not mention my brother. So you tell that man the next time you're on there, you better mention. So I have to give a shout out to my kids. Yeah. Jordan McKenzie, Riley McKenzie, and Raina McKenzie. So my 3 lovely kids. I love them to death. I got to give a shout out to them because I'm going to get in trouble if I don't.
Shout out to the 3, man. Definitely. Hey, we don't want no problems. Hey, Pops.
No problem.
I got to. Shout out to the loved ones, man, for sure.
But yeah, of course, man, I've been really busy making a transition from, like we talked about, making a transition from position coach to associate head coach, and then ultimately the head coach. One of the biggest things that I can say that I'm experiencing is as the head coach, you no longer make what they say is you no longer make suggestions, you make decisions. So it's a little different on the administration side when it comes to head coach. Still trying to keep it in the road and still trying to keep the pace and trying to make these young athletes as we can.
That's what's up, man. Hey, so I mean, I can imagine this been one of your goals to happen in your career. To the initial feeling, the opportunity, bro, to somebody to offer you the position like that, because as we know, sometimes you could be an assistant for life or whatever, and may not get an opportunity or get hired to be a head coach. When you get this opportunity, based off, I know, and your success is documented. You've been working, you've been putting together, but also to make it official. What was that initial feeling like for you? Like, hey, this is it's an amazing accomplishment for you. One, being who you are, but also being where you're from, but also the work you've put in, though, man. How was that feeling for you, man, to put head coach in front of or after your name?
Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say this. It was a surreal feeling. You put so much work in sometimes as a coach, and I'm pretty sure you do this. So much work in as a coach, you don't take the time to really accolades along the way. A lot of other people do. We post about some things that we may accomplish, but at the same time, it really, as a coach, when you're in it, you're in the gut of it, and you do it because you love it. Most of us. And to be honest, it was a surreal moment. And then I had to sit down one day with my athletic director, and he was kind of quoting some things of the past, and the program had been with me and Coach Blake, because me and him was really close friends as we made this decision of building this track and field program. But then my athletic director broke some things down to me, and I found out in the midst of us talking, I am the first ever African American head coach at William Carey University. So it was history, and also, so it's huge for me, and I don't really talk about it much, but it made me feel really good, and it humbled me as a person to know that William Carey University thought so much of me till they were willing to be first of something in history. So that was great.
And I would say also this, what about how does it, I would say I can imagine your peers like myself are definitely super pumped and proud of you, but what about the family aspect again, or the Alcorn history, or your high school history about being a 3-sport athlete, doing that stuff, because it really pretty much things like this happen because those things in the past have prepared you for this, right? So I'm sure you're making a lot of people other than yourself, like I said, and the kids happy at this point, man. To do that, that should be a great feeling for yourself. And I'm definitely giving your props now as well as a friend of yours, bro. Because I mean, it's like, as we know, right? It's been a long road. This ain't nothing that just happened overnight. You done put a lot of sweat and tears in that, man. So congratulations to you. You know what I'm saying? And your family and yourself and the kids, man. I'm giving a shout out to the kids one more time, man.
Gotta do that.
And that's why Pops is busy. So they may not want, they wonder, but Pops is busy working because he's helping other people's kids as well, right? And that's something that everybody may not be able to do, man. But right now, going to the work frame for your season right now, what type of structure, just as a coach, because I know other people may not know how much work it takes to put in for track as well. You still there, my guy? There we go.
Can you hear me?
There you go. I got you. We good.
Cut off.
How much? What is it like?
Okay.
What is your days like? Just time wise, give me a little bit of like a schedule. Like how much time is putting in right now to this thing as you get prepared for your season?
Well, man, my days, they turn into nights really quick. It's really a rapid thing because myself personally, I wake up every morning somewhere in between the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock range and try to, do some things for myself. Of course, my daily prayer in, and then I get my day started and I try to do some working out for myself. And normally 3 days out of the week, I have the team. We're lifting in the AM, 5:30 in the morning for men and right at the 6:20 range for the women. And then we get the day started and we're back at it again in between 1 and 5 in the evening. So the days are really long, but it takes that, it takes the foundation. So right now we're getting ready to get into the heart of the season. Our first meet is December 1st in Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama at the Crossplex. So just building that foundation, getting my athletes not only just mentally tuned, but physically tuned as well. And it comes with a lot, because sometimes we bring in athletes of the range of 17 to the range of 20, 24, 25 years old. And, we have to basically let them know what we're doing right now and the culture of the program and how we're trying to build it. And if everybody buys in, then we'll ultimately be successful. So it's long days right now, just pushing that towards them and also myself and keeping everything at bay to where we know we want to make this season a go.
That's what's up. How would you say you worked on, as we know as coaches, and going from where we were athletes at one point, still athletes, right? But now you're coaching. How did you work on your communication skills? I'm learning that definitely in teaching classes and coaching, how to communicate effectively, right? What are some things you do, or what do you consider when talking to these new athletes or older ones or younger ones, just to make sure, because each of them communication skills can be on different levels, right? You want to find a common ground to get something out or pull some things out of them. What are some of your things that you tactics you use, or what's some of your approaches you may use to help you kind of do that well? Because I see a lot of students, kids, athletes, they draw to you. They pull that energy out. You pull the energy out of them. But what works for you in that aspect?
Well, as a coach, we all know that each athlete is different. So sometimes, a different type of style of coaching you have to implement. But my base is the same. I'm a coach to teach from the heart, teach from experience, and I'm also a coach that's willing to learn. So my thing is, I always tell my athletes, I will never ask you to do nothing I wouldn't do, and I won't tell you to do nothing that I haven't. So that's one thing that it always grabs their attention, because I'm an athlete myself. Yes, I'm saying am. I'm not gonna say used to be. I still can do the best of the best with some of them. But the biggest thing with me, I coach from that standpoint. And I'm understanding, and of course I show empathy when needed, but I am very strict on that. Hey, if you come in here, you're not working hard, and I allow you to settle for less, then I'm failing you as a coach. So that's the first thing that we have to understand. So the days that you feel like I'm overbearing or I'm pushing you to the limit, I'm gonna do that. Because if I don't, I fail you as a coach, and I let you sell mediocre, then what are we doing? So that's one of the biggest things I do. And my tactic is to coach from the heart. And I think they can see that.
That's what's up, man. And we talked about time to start off a little bit, and it's the effort, energy. But on the flip side is, man, as we know now, when I know it's probably harder for you to do this, or time is very selective, but when do you have time to either recuperate yourself or rejuvenate? What do you do to maybe rejuvenate outside of, you say you have a prayer in the morning time, to bring yourself some healing, rejuvenation, or some type of, because as you know, and I know you have a high motor like myself. When you go, you go. But also it's important, especially now, man, to put stuff back into your body, get some type of rest, you know what I mean? But what do you do for stuff to kind of, for yourself, though, as a coach, to kind of revive and recharge?
Myself, I'm really big on my daily me and self Of course, I take my vitamins. I work out in the mornings, which gives me my energy to, a lot of people think like, okay, you're working out at 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. How do you make it through the day? But actually that gets me prepared for the day, because I hit the ground running at 5:30. When I see them, most of my athletes are like, Coach, why are you on 10 this morning, man? What are you on? But the thing is, I take my time in the evenings as well. I take, of course, read my daily breads and things like that. So I lean heavily on Christ within my own setting, and I make sure that in the evening times I sit back, and sometimes I turn my phone off, because our phones are like huge right now. Phones are a big distraction. Sometimes I turn my phone off and I just have some time to myself, and I do some studying of my sport. I do some studying of myself. So some things of that nature, it keeps me going. And some days are hard, some days are hard when it comes to this coaching aspect, because we're put in a position to where now we're a leader, and we have to make sure that we lead. And if our cup is not full, then we can't pour out of a half empty one. So yes, sometimes I have to take back and I have to just regenerate myself a little bit, give me a little energy.
That's what's up, man. As the holiday season approaches, man, and you have some athletes who, man, as we know too, right, going home, if you could take it back for me, even though you're in Mississippi native, but being an Alcorn, I'm not sure if during you guys have fall indoor season too, whatever, winter season, what was it like for you, man, not to be able to get home as much during the holiday season? Maybe let's say your first, second year, because I'm sure as you got older, it got a little easier, but maybe not getting home as much as you could. What was that type of transition like for you personally? And then tell me how do you deal with athletes who can't go home now that like, oh wait, okay, I got to try to figure to give them type of comfort and type of make them feel welcome somewhere. How's that work for you?
Well, as an athlete, I was at Alcorn State University. I stayed 2 hours away, so getting home wasn't anything. I had a car as a freshman. I had a car all the way through my senior year. So the thing was, my freshman year, getting Fridays football games, being an athlete, I was a football player, getting back, trying to walk around campus and at the games and high and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of had a home fetish my freshman year. But once I kind of engaged in the campus life and kind of pushed myself a little bit more, it wasn't my sophomore year, junior year, going home wasn't all that big, because I kind of created that aura at Alcorn. And we had a home game on a Saturday, so it's like, hey, we're going to stay on the yard this weekend because we have a home game tomorrow. Southern's coming in, Grambling is coming in, Alabama State is coming in, or whoever may be coming in. So it's like, yeah, we're going to stay here, and we're going to have that camaraderie, so we're ready for it. So I kind of grew out of it. Now with my athletes, it's a little different these days, because now it's more so of the photo and the video and the capture of me being in certain places. So they are a little different, and we don't have a football team here. So the weekends are not like, hey, we have a major football game coming up. It's more so like, what are we going to do this weekend? Of course, we're in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, so it's a college city. It's enough to do for the young, but at the same time, that atmosphere, they kind of want to get away on the weekends, and during the season, it gets a little trouble, because you might want to run home and then run back if you're staying in the States. And then you have your internationals that are so far away from home, and they're trying to get accustomed to the way things work here. So we try to make sure we accommodate everyone. Like right now, we're on Thanksgiving break, and I have everything set up for them to get dinner, lunch throughout the day. And I have the track open today. We're going to go through a couple sessions here. So we'll try to make sure that we're trying to make sure everybody's okay. But it's kind of hard when that homesickness comes in. So we just try to push them, make them feel home, and try to make it feel like a family-oriented vibe here. And we kind of get past it.
Nice. Will this be currently your second full season as a head coach?
Yes.
Second full season. Going into this season, what are some, if you may share, some goals or things you have for yourself, maybe as a coach and as your squad? I mean, you're responsible for a lot of young men and women as well. So maybe some things personally you want to accomplish for yourself or work on to get better at, whatever you want to share, and then also just for the squad, man, because I can see the progress. You have a hardworking group. They mimic their coach, so now it's like, well, where do you go from here?
Biggest thing is to try to make sure that we're building on top of what we've already built. And that's sometimes hard, because we've been really successful here. And, shout out to Coach Blake Heckstrom, who was my counterpart as we try to put this thing together. And we built a really great foundation. Now, oftentimes I say it's lonely at the top, right? So it's hard to continuously put out some of some of the greatness that we have so far, and we're not done yet, and we're still going to strive to be better. But it's kind of hard to continue to stay where we are because we've been really successful. And I can slide over for a minute, and I can let you see some
You
athletes
see
that's behind me. Yeah, we've been national championship runners up. So we've been nationally known for a couple of years now. So to keep that going, I feel I have to take that and put that on my shoulders because, as I just stated, Coach Blake and I both kind of got together and did this thing with Coach Diaz as well, who's our as well. He's right in there with us. Can't not mention him. But doing this thing now, it's on my shoulders as the head. So on paper, you Google William Carey University, I'm the head. So I wear that really heavy. So I would like for and keep our push going, and I like to keep it moving forward. So there's some pressure on me because one of my biggest things is failure. I cannot fail by far, and oftentimes you can't say that failure is you don't get first place. At the same time, in my head, I that's my stride, and that's my. I got to keep pushing forward and keep this team solid and keep the foundation, and that's what I want to do. So that's the biggest thing right now.
Yeah, that's what's up. So what does the schedule look like for you guys coming up? I know you say you started coming up the indoors. So you got Birmingham. Is it Birmingham? You say come December, and then
Yeah.
How many like indoor meets you guys have before you get outside?
Well, I would say right now on schedule, just probably around 6. I think we have 6 indoor meets. We open up with Birmingham, and then we come back in January, and the first meet is at Vanderbilt. So nice SEC school. We get over there and get some good running in, and it's an indoor meet. So we'll go out through our indoor competitions, and we finalize it with indoor conference at in Gainesville, Florida, and then we'll open up and start outdoor season. And a lot of me for one. I really wasn't accustomed to indoor running track because traditional was outside. Nowadays, and I can really commend some of our high school coaches and some of our high school teams that are in the South now in Mississippi, for one. They're really starting to push indoor season, and that's making these athletes kind of step it up a little bit, and they can kind of run with the best in other states. So I can commend them for that because now indoor is starting to pick up in Mississippi.
That's what's up. I'm sure yeah, you got to recruit too. So how stressful is that part of it? Because I mean, you got to really look for, especially track, you look for certain things, certain runners, I don't know if it's a certain styles, but how much of is the long checklist for coaches as far as recruiting for track athletes?
Yes, recruiting right now, I would say recruiting is a little different for all sports. Of course, you're looking at NCAA with the transfer portal, in which we don't have transfer portal in NAIA. But it's really different with recruiting now because on the pressure of the coach, you want to win right now. You want to win right now, so you want to get the ready-made athlete. But one thing about me and my coaching staff, we really look at building athletes. We don't really go out to how do I want to put that? We don't really go out to seek the ready-made athlete. But if we get them, of course, we will take them. But we are willing to also recruit in the rural areas to where you may have an athletic person that just doesn't know track. And it may take a year or so to build this athlete and to getting accustomed to what track and field looks like. But we'll take it. So that's what recruiting. But everybody's right now is out to build their program, and everybody's trying to be the best they can be. And it's some great young athletes out there, and it's enough for all of us though. And it's the niche of getting in and doing your due diligence as a coach and recruiting the right kids for your program.
At this point, man, you've been in it for a while, man. What keeps you going in this aspect? What makes you still push and go?
Well, I love it. I fell in love with this sport at Alcorn State University, and I shy away from that for no one. I'll tell anybody this exact same thing. I was not a track guy. I was a football guy. I was a basketball guy. A little bit of baseball. Track and field, I did it because I was an athlete. And I fell in love with track and field at Alcorn State University. And I've never turned my head back. I love this sport. And I love what this sport can do for men and women. Because this is one of the sports that really challenges you mentally and physically. And when you get through with this sport, if you really indulge in it after 4 years of college, I promise you can take on anything in the world.
That's definitely what's up, man. I definitely appreciate you, my guy, tapping in. But I know at the first one I asked what your triple threat was, right? In basketball, I know the drill, pass, shoot. But now I wonder, has it changed? Like, what 3 things now, based upon the experiences, life changes, the promotion, 3 things that you yourself can hang your hat on, or your program hat on. Let's go there. 3 things that people, if they, when they see William Carey, when they Google that William Carey and your name pop up in your school, what are 3 things that people either can expect from your school or your athletes or your team going into this season right now?
First of all, you're gonna see family. Family. We are a family. I don't like to necessarily be, even though we have different individual events in track and field. Each person does their own individual event to make a team. So the first thing you're going to see is family. All right. The second thing you're going to see is foundation. Foundation and push. Foundation and push. And lastly, winners. We're winners. That's what we want to breed. We want to win. And whatever level that is, we can win at the level of you being a athlete that comes in and gets better personally. We can move it up a little bit and say on the conference level we're winners. And of course, we want to chase national championships. So we're winners. And if you want to be a winner, and if you want to have a great foundation and be a part of a family, William Carey is the place for you.
Yeah, man. Hey, good to know, man. I do got a couple kids right now. Actually on my team. They love hoop, but man, them boys can run, man. So I'm definitely gonna tap in with you, seeing some film your way, man. At least spark something. I don't know. Like, I gotta do my part, but I definitely want to help my people out. But appreciate you, Coach. I know it's time to get to work. I'm gonna tap in with you. Best of luck this season, man. Keep doing what you're doing, brother, for sure, man. Man, y'all heard it here first from Coach Ron McKenzie, head coach at William Carey, in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Tap in with him. Follow the show. Follow the team. If you look interested in running track, hit me up, DM Ryan. If not, we'll make the connection, man. Anybody interested, man, who want to get people down there, man. And you got to work hard. He gonna pull it out of you. Believe that, man. All right, you heard it here first. Coach Ryan, Coach JT, 94 Feet with Coach JT. We out.
No doubt. Love.